Hello my dear students, I welcome you all for a physics lecture. So in today's video, we will see the double refraction and its explanation as well as the diagram explanation. Okay. So here first of all we will see what is the double refraction. When a beam of unpolarized light from a source is allowed to pass through a certain crystal like calcite, quartz, mica, two refracted rays are emerge out from the crystal. This phenomenon is called double refraction. So here we are incidenting or allowing a beam of which light? Unpolarized light from a source. Next what happened? We are placing a certain crystal here. So which type of crystal we will take here? Means like calcite, quartz or mica, we can take this type of a crystal for a double refraction. Next two rays are emerge out from these crystal. So these phenomenon we can call this as a what? Double refraction. Next here the two refracted rays are called ordinary ray and extraordinary ray. And whatever the two refracted rays are emerge out, so we can call one is ordinary ray and second one is a extraordinary ray. Next here, whatever these all phenomenon is there, so this phenomenon was discovered by Erasmus Bartholinus in 1669. Okay. Next we will see the definition of the extraordinary ray as well as the ordinary ray. So here ordinary ray we can call this as a O ray. So the refracted ray which obeys the law of refraction. Here we are getting the two rays. One is ordinary and another is extraordinary. Both are the refracted rays. So first ordinary ray we are getting. So why we can call this as ordinary ray means which obeys the law of refraction. So next one is an extraordinary ray. So see here, why we call this as extraordinary ray means the refracted rays which does not obey. So see here, the main importance here which does not obey the law of refraction, we can call this as extraordinary ray or E ray. Okay, understood the definition of the double refraction as well as the ordinary ray and the extraordinary ray. Okay, after that we'll see here some important points about the velocity refractive index with respect to ordinary ray and the extraordinary ray. So see here, first one, in a doubly refracting crystal like a calcite, quartz, mica, we are taking for here a double refraction. So we are taking one of that crystal. In that what happened? The ordinary ray have equal velocities. O ray, whatever the O ray is there here, that having equal velocity in all direction. But what is the condition of extraordinary? The extraordinary ray have different direction, which having the different velocities in a different direction. Understood? Here the first point is there means in that we are taking one crystal. Which type of crystal? Doubly refracting crystal. In that ordinary ray velocity is in all direction. And next extraordinary ray means a different velocity in a different direction. Okay, here we completed our first point. We'll move to the second point. So in that we are taking a positive crystal. So see here, in a positive crystal like quartz. So here quartz is the water positive crystal. The velocity of ordinary ray is more than that of extraordinary ray. Means V0 is greater than VE. That is the condition for water velocities. Next, refractive index. Refractive index of the crystal of ordinary ray is less than that of extraordinary ray. So N0 is here less than Ne, but here V0 is greater than Ve. For which crystal? For a positive crystal. Got it? So we'll move to the negative crystal. So here's here a negative crystal like a calcite. So calcite is a what? A negative crystal. The velocity of ordinary ray is less than that of extraordinary ray. Means we can write here V0 is less than VE. Next, what is the refractive index condition? Refractive index of the crystal of ordinary ray is more than that of extraordinary ray. So we can write here N0 is greater than NE. Means this is vice versa of a positive as well as the negative. Okay, in these three conditions, in first we are taking one doubly refracting crystal, ordinary ray velocity same in all direction, but for extraordinary velocity is different for different direction. Second, we are taking a what? Positive crystal like quartz. In that V0 is greater than VE and N0 is less than NE. But in a negative crystal like calcite, what happened? V0 is less than VE but N0 is greater than NE. Okay, we have to remember these 3 points. Next, we will move to the next. In that, see here, for a doubly refracting crystal, again we are taking the doubly refracting crystal, there will be one or more direction. We are taking a doubly refracting crystal and passing the water beam. What happened? We are getting 2 rays. So like that same process we are doing here. There will be one or more direction along which the velocities of ordinary ray and extraordinary ray are equal. So both the velocity at what? Velocity of ordinary ray and extraordinary ray are equal at one or more direction. Velocity is equal at one or more direction. So what it called? We'll see here. The direction along which the velocities of ordinary ray and extraordinary ray are equal, we call this as what? Optic axis. Okay. One or more axis at that both velocity are equal means we call this as a optic axis. Okay. Next we will see the principal section of the crystal. What is the principal section of the crystal means? Again here a plane containing the optic axis. In diagram you are seeing here optic axis are there. Okay. A plane containing the optic axis. Here one plane is there that containing the optic axis of the crystal. Next here, and perpendicular to the opposite faces of the crystal. And these can be perpendicular to the opposite faces of the crystal. And that we can call this as a principal section of the crystal. So whatever these opposite faces with respect to perpendicular to optic axis, we call this as a what? Principal section of the crystal. Okay. So up to this what we study? Double refraction, ordinary ray, extraordinary ray, and the points about velocities, refractive index, and next the optic axis as well as the principal section of the crystal. Next we'll see the explanation. Both ordinary ray and extraordinary ray are plane polarized. We can say, so see here by the seeing the diagram, ordinary ray, extraordinary ray. Both are what? Plane polarized. Their vibration being right angles to each other. So however, their vibration can be what? Right angle to each other. Next here. The ordinary ray has vibration perpendicular to the principal section of the crystal. So here ordinary ray, whatever the vibration is there with respect to the principal section, that is what? Perpendicular. Next, for extraordinary ray the extraordinary ray has a vibration parallel to the principal section. And whatever the extraordinary ray, that is what? Vibration is parallel to the principal section. So we conclude here, thus polarized light can be obtained by eliminating one of the refracted beam. So here what we are explaining means optic axis is there, principal section is there, vibration is taking place. How the vibration is taking place means we are incidenting a beam of light. So by that passing the crystal, so whatever the ordinary ray we are getting, that is with respect to parallel vibration, perpendicular vibration, and whatever the extraordinary ray we are getting, that is with respect to parallel vibration. And we are concluding here that thus the polarized light can be obtained by eliminating one of the refracted beam. So in today's class we studied the double E refraction. Okay, in that the ray definition, ordinary ray, extraordinary ray, optic axis, principal section of the crystal, and their explanation. Okay, in next video we will continue this. Okay, thank you.